episode of I.O.N.S.
Hello. Episode 11.
Yeah.
No, lies.
It's 10.
Episode 10. We're in the double digits.
Boom, boom,
right.
boom, boom, boom.
400 episodes to go.
So true. Episode 500, then we have the big party or whatever. By episode 500, though, we'll have mega money, lots of staff. I'm speaking it into the atmosphere.
That's
okay.
We're gonna have the backlight.
Yes.
The mood light.
You'll see our faces.
The comfortable chairs.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They'll be launching the I.O.N.S network.
Yes. Boom.
Right.
We'll speak it
into positive affirmation.
Yes. Bring it out into the universe.
So what we want to talk about today?
Yeah, I don't know. I was saying that we should tackle the whole kiss on BET with the Nas X.
Go for it.
I don't know. I think I've been in a little box because now I'm kind of learning that this is not new, and this has been done on television before. So I don't know. I think my commentary on it is. It was under the impression that this was like so new, besides Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears and Madonna. I mean, I didn't see that one. I saw it the next day after it happened. It was this big thing after it happened back way back in my day.
Way back
in my day.
Still walk. I still talk.
Yeah, but I have never seen that. Like, he's male, he's black. I mean, we know by now, Lil Nas X, he's not shy now about his sexuality and pushing stuff and pushing things in people's faces. And he's basically become the poster child for, I'm gonna overload you with the fact that I'm gay. That's just, that's what I've been seeing in from the Nicki Minaj dress up thing. I'm not gonna lie, he did look real good in that, but it's not. I haven't seen that before.
Well, I mean, I understand where you're coming from because you haven't seen this. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's.
I mean, I know it's out there. It's just, and I'm not gonna use the whole my kids are watching it, because I'm gonna be honest, my kids are not watching BET. They're not. Right. It's not about the kids or whatever. It was just like,
because it's always about the kids first. Let's bring in the kids.
No, but it's not the kids this time. It has nothing to do with them because they're not watching that. They're not watching BET. But I don't know.
I don't think anybody really watches BET anymore, do they? I mean, it used to be like the staple of, hip hop videos and music and black music. But after the whole thing with like Free and AJ after 106 & Park fell off and then they got bought out, they just stopped putting black music on. And I think a lot of people just stopped watching it. Like, I don't watch it. A lot of people just see BET as just another like thing that's out there that's sort of posing as a black station, but they really don't have any programming that's ever really empowering or uplifting. They have a lot of repeats. They have a lot of like typical kind of movies.
I'm gonna just keep it totally real. Like, BET has been trying to do this. We're like the own network, we're just classy, dignified. Look.
When? They have never been classy, dignified though.
That's what they try. That's what they try to give off. That's what they try to give.
That's why they lost us.
It's just, like it. I find it crazy that a lot of shows, pioneer shows, like Love and Hip Hop, and The Real Housewives, all those shows that are predominantly black are. It's not on BET.
They're all on the Viacom, though.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but how are all these shows everywhere else but
BET,
where you would figure it should be if you're leading the charge with this?
But
so I'm like, hey.
But they're not leading the charge because their owners are not even black. owner of BET, the owners, the family or whatever, they're not black. Probably most of the execs or whatever. I don't know.
You mean like
who they have
Viacom,
in
like
charge
the
now.
whole like Viacom umbrella?
No, not Viacom. Who I saw a picture of the family the other day that owns BET. Mm-hmm. There's not an ounce of black in that family.
Well,
but even if it was, say it was a black owner or whatever, and I didn't watch all the performance because once I saw that, it turned me off. That's it. I didn't watch it, but I saw the pictures and I saw it was like, oh, he did this. Da, da, da.
I can't even remember the last time I looked at the BET Awards.
Yeah.
I just assume someone's going to get stabbed or something is going to happen.
What? Oh, no.
It was a while. It was a good trend, like 2 or 3 years where every year someone was getting stabbed at the BET Awards.
At the
yeah.
What?
Uh-huh.
See, I've been living under a rock because I don't even know that part.
I didn't know that either.
Uh-huh.
That's how disconnected I am as well.
Where did Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, I think it was them that was doing the performance. Where did they do their performance where they were skinning out their and all of that? What was it, BET or was it MTV?
No, I think that was the Grammys.
Yeah, the Grammys.
Grammys. Oh,
that's why they went off over there because it's just like it's the Grammys.
Oh my gosh, it's everybody.
But I mean, at this point, I think award shows are just
stupid.
There's no value in it anymore. Yeah, they just gather all the people. It's like a star-studded night.
But nothing. You know what I'm thinking? If it was just I don't see anything wrong with them dressing up in some glam, getting together. Award shows are supposed to be that, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not.
It really kind of fell off. I think like from back in the day, like you had like all the award shows. The Grammys used to be like the upper echelon, like the really like really glammed out. They actually had a dress code. You couldn't wear. But then like it eventually just started losing that esteem. It started looking more like the MTV Awards.
I'm sorry, because everybody now wants to be individuals and I'm going to wear what I want to wear no matter what.
And now it's just like, I think it's just for promoting yourself. Like the whole thing with Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
It's just, he's a brand of just being just extra. That's part of his brand.
He's a troll.
Yeah, and he trolls and he doesn't.
He loves to troll.
Yeah. And then he knew that would cause, like now artists today, even if it's negative press or even if it's negative attention, they don't care. Like, as long as your name is trending, then that's all the publicity you need because there's no line between bad press and good press anymore. There used to be, but not anymore.
Because they're no longer morals, right? They're no longer morals. Like, fine, you kiss man, blah, blah, blah. Even if it was a man and a woman performing, they're not husband and wife, like feeling on each other and all that stuff. I'm less like, okay, bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you saying that, like, yes, sometimes with this, it kind of is a double standard, but it's based on what people want to see, what's their viewing pleasure.
But this is my thing. I don't even think it's what people want to see. I think we are being forced to watch stuff like this.
You think so? I mean,
I really think they have been just pushing. It's a lot of not even what people want to see, but what they are training us to be okay with seeing.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. Every generation gets desensitized. I remember like on MTV, like Billie Jean was banned or something because the way Michael Jackson was dancing, he was too, provocative or whatever.
Oh,
like every
he was
generation,
pushing up his front. Okay.
Yeah, it gets more and more exposed and desensitized to sexuality, and I think that this generation, more than any of the other ones, are definitely doing that because they're gearing it towards kids. Like the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion thing is a perfect example of that. Like it's just like they know that kids are going to be watching. It wasn't even after 10 o'clock or whatever the prime time hour was. It was early enough so that they knew kids would see it. Yeah, it was just they know what they're doing. They want. I don't know.
Let's push some more. Let's push some more. Let's push some more. It's not what people really want to see. It's what some people want to see, but it's not what everybody want to see. No, it's not what everybody want to see. You go up there, you sing your song, you do a dope ass performance. This is not supposed to be a commercial.
But I think based on the artists and the fans that they have behind them. Yeah, for them, maybe they want to see the extra because the person may be extra.
But his fans are kids, right?
I think that's
They still younger. I wouldn't say his fans are serious hip hop fans. Huh?
Yeah, where did that come from? Saying that his fan base are children?
No, I don't know. That was actually a question. That was.
I think they're more like they would be younger because if you look at like he's supposed to be a rap artist, or I don't know. I wouldn't even put him in that category, but
rap country.
Rap country.
Yeah, rap country.
Yeah, like the people who are like hardcore hip hop fans would not be down with him. Like they wouldn't listen to that. Like, so who's left? You have younger fans that are sort of like the, you know, what's the other one? Singing type rappers. What's the guy with the tattoo all over his face? What's his name? I forgot his name.
Post Malone?
Post Malone, right. Post Malone. It's the same sort of group, the same sort of fan base, I think, which is younger. You kind of like rap music. You don't really know the history of rap music, but you kind of like it when it sounds and it has a catchy hook or whatever. You know, and they do tend to be younger. I wouldn't say, you know, anyone who's like used to listen to Nas or whatever is going to be like, oh yeah, I rap Lil Nas X too. I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's just the whole thing was just like
he tried it with the video, right? With the stripping video.
Who did the stripping video?
Lil Nas X.
Oh, but he was stripping?
Yeah. He was giving like the devil a lap dance or something in heels.
Oh,
right? So he tried it with that video, but I guess he did. But he does things to go viral, you know, so.
It's no different than in many other artists way before him. He's just another artist that's doing that.
Yeah.
So just to have this sole focus on him is just, to me, it's crazy because I'm like, so y'all gonna forget when Lady Gaga was going off? I'm like, she was going off.
The whole industry.
She was wearing meat and stuff like that.
She was going like left.
Yeah. She was being weird.
Yeah,
and was being weird.
And now she's like.
Now she's winning Tonys and stuff, right? Like,
yeah, she's just absolved. So it's like, come on.
Yeah, it's just their propaganda. The propaganda machine behind them knows what they're doing.
No, but this is what he wanted, right?
Agenda. Yeah, he wanted his name out there. He wanted to.
Yeah, this is what he wants people to talk about him. This is what he wants. So, you know what? Maybe I should actually go. No, actually, I was going to say maybe I'm judging him unfairly and I should actually go listen to the music and see if it's good. But now I'm thinking, nah.
I wouldn't listen to the music. I mean, it's two levels to this. For me, I understand why he does it. But there's also a second level where I feel like morally, like, children should not be exposed to this kind of stuff. And I think the industry is really pushing an agenda. And I think, you know, it's up to parents to really sort of check what their kids are watching and make sure that they're not exposed to that. I mean, but I think nowadays they're not. And it's just.
Well, it's because it's two systems working against each other. So we're in a place where children are supposed to be left alone in order to express themselves. But then to discipline is not the thing anymore either. Like,
yeah.
So it's just like parents are stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, because they want to tell you how to, what to teach your child. You want to instill values in them and they don't do it. They're going to lock you up because you say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. And if you spank them, they probably want to lock you up too. But for me, nobody can tell me what to do. I will go to jail for that. Nobody can tell me what to do with my kid. I'm not going to mistreat my child. I'm not going to abuse them. Of course not. Parents who abuse their children should be locked up. But for me, disciplining my child, nobody can tell me what to do. I'll stand on that. I'll go to jail for that. Sometimes you have to say, okay, this is what I'm willing to do. This is how far I'm willing to go. They can't tell you every single thing to do in your household, in your life. You have to have some kind of control. And sometimes you have to say, okay, I'm willing to bear the consequences and the cost for this. For me to teach my sons this lesson, And if you're saying that you could go to jail for teaching your sons this kind of lesson, nah, I'm going to jail. Make me an example. That's fine.
Strange times we're living in.
Yeah, it's just society. It's just falling apart. Like it's everybody. Like you need structure to society, and it's just everybody. If everybody does what they want, or if other groups outside of your family, you and your family structure decides what you're supposed to do as a parent, it's not going to work. You know, it's like you have to decide what's best for your life, and you know,
too many people want to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And too many people we don't need to be hearing.
Yeah.
But usually though, it's the negative voices that drown out the sensible voice, and I'm saying voice because the sensible voice is limited.
Well, because people are operating off emotion, not logic.
Yes, very
even
much.
even in the face of facts. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, if you're emotional and you're ranting, then that'll drown out someone giving you the facts because you don't want to accept that.
Yeah. And sometimes even when you're emotional, you could be given facts. Like I heard something the other day. It was Monique. She was talking about, females, how they're dressing to go to the airport.
Oh yeah, with the bonnets and the slippers.
There we go.
She was saying that, right? And then I think she posted a picture or whatever of an example, which means that she's seen this a lot.
And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport.
And yes, it's her opinion. Yeah, and it's her opinion and stuff.
And they were dragging her all over the internet, right?
Pardon?
They were dragging her all over the internet.
Yeah, they were dragging her because these are some of the same low self-esteem, no moral having. And I'm not just saying that based on your clothes, but based on your clothes, people do make assumptions about you. Yes, you could be a billionaire and dress raggedy or whatever the case is. But in most cases, what's wrong with teaching somebody that being presentable, not dress, they don't have to dress up, but being presentable, being, looking like somebody. What's wrong with teaching girls that that's okay?
Yeah.
And then if they're dressed like a slut, we want them to be, and nobody shouldn't bother them.
Right, be living your truth, yeah.
Women are just, they're exerting way too much masculine energy.
It's so true.
And when I was reading the comments, I was like, and they're like, no, I'll wear what I want. I'll wear my bonnet if I want. Why would you want to wear a bonnet?
And then which man is supposed to wife you?
Yeah, you just rolled out of bed into the street. House slippers and a bonnet outside is not, no.
I'm so glad that I'm speaking to sensible people.
Just no.
Yes.
Just no.
Look, I don't know how y'all may feel about this guy, but he be spot on a lot of stuff. I mean, Kevin Samuels, he's usually pretty spot on. I mean, his delivery can be harsh, yes, and some of it can be extra. But I think some of it is also truth that just needs to be told. Because I mean, he even brought. I can see where you come from with this sometimes, but because he brought up the whole cater to you thing, and sheesh.
What?
I'm just saying what you call.
Did he agree or disagree?
No, he was like, "What's the problem with that?"
Exactly, like our sense of.
And the women that were coming up were just the total opposite.
I don't
It's
understand.
just like, well, you got to do for me first, or you got to do for me until I'm ready to do for you. And it's just like,
yeah, that's the thing. What you were saying about feminine energy is so true. It's just, you cannot be in your masculine and expect things to work out. It's just like, you can't do that because it takes away the balance. It's like, you can be strong, you can be independent, but like, unless you're in your proper energy, unless you're just giving of that, it's not going to work, right? Because you're always going to be fighting battles. You're always going to have an internal battle, and you're never going to be able to rest. And women are best when we rest, right? Yeah. So it's I don't know.
I think at this moment, y'all just want to be alone. I mean, and not speaking for all of y'all, but I think
not me.
Not
married and happy
for all women. Not speaking for all women.
But the females out there,
for the ones that are giving that off.
Yeah,
that's all that's saying. Because I'm like, who?
Yeah, it was sabotage because like for generations you're taught, oh, be independent, and for a while, especially for Black women, like. You had to fend for yourself, like out there in the streets, you had to protect yourself. And even now, like Black women are not protected. And I think that's why it's always going to be a sticking point and more difficult, for them to really find that softness, is because when you get out there and you're in the streets, like you have to fend for yourself. Like there's no backup. There's no support. It's just like you're out there on your own. Yeah. So on one hand, I could see why it happens, but on the other hand, I'm just like, no, you have to.
But it's also, it's a double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. You can't ask men to do what men are supposed to do, and then when they have to deal with that type of,
then
energy.
She don't deserve you, baby. You move on. She don't deserve you.
But that's what I'm saying. It's it takes two for that.
But you know how much work that takes? That takes so much inner work. And I admit, like, I had to go through that also. Like, you have to do the inner work, and you have to do it like consistently, and you have to understand yourself and understand what works best for you.
Agreed.
And really take on like that. But it's just like, it's so hard. And there's a lot of times if you don't put the time to do that, you're just going to keep
repeating. Then the last thing you need to be doing is seeking somebody.
Yeah.
No.
Seek yourself.
Right. Put yourself first. Be selfish.
And if I could give some advice, I would just say seek that little girl. Like seek.
Yes.
When you were younger, whatever the little girl inside dreamed of, whatever she wanted, like seek her out and heal the things that she needs healing, instead of all these layers of weight that you've taken on, like later in life. Like seek out that little girl and try to heal that first. And I think that's the easiest way to try to get through that.
Ooh, I love that.
A lot of y'all are angry.
Angry. It's defensiveness. I don't need no man. Yes, you do. I don't need no man. I could do it on my own. I'm independent. No. No. Stop it.
I need my man to stand beside me and hold me up and let me hold him up, and we take turns and we battle together. Like, no.
It's teamwork.
I'm not one of those, I don't need a man. Like, why? I need a man too. And a man needs me. That's it.
Yeah, men definitely need women. That's what.
Yeah, a man need me, and not all men need women.
But I think we're getting to the point of we're just dodging. Like, we're like, nah.
Yeah.
We'll do what we need to do,
and not be in a relationship with these people because they're not worth it. Some of these people out here, they're not worth it. I see it too, and it's the same thing for the men. They're not worth it.
But it's not only that; it's just they're not worth it. Let's just be real. Mm-hmm. I can't stand when women say, "Oh, I'm tired of being objectified," but if all you're showing
is your ass and your tits,
I'm not getting. Oh, she reads books from that.
Yeah.
Oh, like she's into that. You're showing me one side.
Not for nothing. I used to be I'm showing you all my legs, but I read books. I read books. You talk to me and you'll know that I read books.
But they won't get to the talking. That's the thing. They'll stop at the legs and assume, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get categorized. Yeah.
Chocolates. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You are branding yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
You are. And I'm not saying you can't be sexy, but just also know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and the thing is like, what do you do that? Who do you do that for? Like, it's not comfortable.
It's like, not. But I used to say to it, beauty's pain.
Fashion before function.
These heels hurt. This skirt is short, and it's snowing outside. But beauty's pain.
But do you think that's just for men? I mean, because I'm sure if we had a choice, like we wouldn't be going out in shoes that hurt our feet, and you know what I'm saying? It's just
no. That's for you too. Listen. I don't know. Now I don't have to. I don't feel like I need to or to feel like sometimes when your self-esteem is low, and I'm not, maybe I had a self-esteem, but I don't know. But I'm just saying when yourself and you want to feel there's nothing like having on a good pair of, and some heels and you put on that walk and and you're passing everybody and you feel like you're on top of the world.
Look. Y'all know when y'all want to be seen.
That's what it is. And people stroke your ego and they call to you. And even if you don't answer them, your ego gets a little, you get a little stroke.
But
you know what happens a lot too? Like if I walk out, like just like throwing whatever, that's when you get most people trying to talk. Like it's just like you have on these baggy, like whatever, a cap.
But,
it's, I think it's more of your energy than... how you look.
But that's the thing. When some people like me, when I used to, be heels. When I had on my heels, I walked different. Yeah. My energy is different. Yes, because I'm walking different. Right. I'm tall. I'm confident. Sometimes it's just that you like the heels because it makes you feel powerful. I'm not saying I'm not saying you should walk outside in a leather skirt and a leather top, belly shoulder, unless it's for an occasion. I'm not saying you should do that.
That's so specific.
Right, that is definitely not an occasion.
I was a leather person. I remember. Never mind. Yeah, nothing like a short leather skirt. Yeah, but anyway, it makes you feel good. It gets you that attention. It makes you feel happy. Even if you have somebody in your house and you're not getting the attention that you want or whatever.
Real.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. Yeah. I don't want people to say nothing to me.
What? No. It's nothing like a little bit of structure. And then I come in and I'm like, I guess somebody talk to me so that it makes
because
me
when you
feel
have
good.
those days when you're out and you get no looks, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Right. But then like you said, energy.
Yeah.
If your energy is trash, it's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's that masculine energy with if you're a female and you put off that masculine energy, then you're not going to be approachable. I'm not saying
or certain types will approach you that seek out like
the types that you say you don't want.
Yeah. You attract,
but you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like the ones that are about to give you some trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just horses. You're right. Like when you're in the right energy, you'll attract to you. Well, when you're settled in the right energy, the right things will come to you.
And then too, when you feel about yourself, because I don't know, I've never felt in my entire life, and I don't care if people go look up what I look like. I've never felt in my entire life, like for me, to say, oh, I'm not pretty or I'm not this, I'm not. If you have that in your head and you tell yourself every day that you're pretty and you're a bomb and you're this and I'm like, what should get my energy down? If I choose to go outside in a baggy pants and tear up shirt, I'm doing that deliberately because I don't want any attention. If I dress how I, if I'm doing my mom dressing or whatever,
that might totally give you the opposite because it's
exactly nobody calls to you. There are phases.
It's an energy, or it's just like, oh, this person don't give a damn, but I like that.
That's when I get the most attention. It's like when I'm just like out, whatever. I'm just running a Target or something and I just throw it. It's just like, I'm not even trying to.
For a while now, though, I haven't
because
run
people then
anywhere.
their imagination goes with them. Just like, she looks like that now. What does she look like when she look like? Up?
Yeah, yeah. But I haven't gone anywhere in a long time to even test that out. But I'm just saying, like, what I mean, like the whole, running to Target. I'm running to Target with my kids. I don't know which man now are gonna see a lady and choose to pick up a lady with 2 kids.
You'll be surprised.
Really? Mm-hmm. It's the ones that are desperate, and those are the ones that you don't want.
Not necessarily true.
They just see you with your kids, walking around with the ring on your finger. No, I'm invisible right now.
Some don't care.
And that's fine.
That's
and those are the people who I don't even want to even look. Yeah, I will wear my baggy. I will wear my t-shirts. I will wear my whatever. I want to not be noticed. But if I'm going out, especially if I'm going out like with my husband or something like that, and I know I'm going to see other people, I'm looking cute. Because I know that, especially if it's something, someplace nice or whatever, I don't know, I'm kind of vain that way. I kind of want people to still look at me while he's there. Yeah.
Whenever I go out, I do it up. I'm not. And there's always ways to look cute casual, That's why there's never an excuse to roll out of bed in a bonnet and step out. Like, no, just stop. You could always do it up and look cute,
Yeah, because then you want men to value you, but you're showing that you don't value yourself.
Well, shit, we also got to do our part too, because...
Oh, the do-rag and the white socks and
do-rag, no.
The socks up to the knee. Adidas.
The do-rags are in again?
They've never really left.
They've never went anywhere.
As long as you
wear the do-rag to keep your waves down. You don't wear that outside down. I haven't seen that.
People wear it for what you call it when they got braids and
it's the New York thing. It's the New York thing. I'm thinking it's a New York thing. I don't see guys over here with that. No, I haven't seen a do-rag in a long time. But she got a lot of flack for that, for pointing this stuff out. And I don't think that she should have, because she's trying to... this is my thing now. It's like, when you tell this generation of people or whatever, when you tell them now things with morals, things like, okay, I'm trying to help you, it's like, that's like cursing to them.
A hit dog holler. Look, I mean, they've been free to just do what they want, how they want to do it. So
I was just real disappointed in the pushback. I was just like, are we really making an excuse for stuff outside looking like that? Like,
yeah, because everybody should be allowed to do what they want and dress how they want to dress.
And you can do whatever you want. But if you get looks and people deal with you a certain way, don't feel a way about that.
It's like the only thing they want to put on nowadays is lashes. Don't put on a nice shirt. No. Give me my lashes. Like, what?
But I mean,
not judging with the lashes, but come on, if you're not going anywhere, this big ass window wipers on your eyes, it looks ridiculous.
But I think something else kind of needs to just go, and it'll be a very unpopular opinion, but the fact that everyone's a queen. No, let's cut that. Let's cut it. Can we just cut that? Yeah. Can we just cut that? Everyone's a queen.
Everyone's a queen.
No.
I'm not going to lie. I am the queen in my house. For this kingdom, I am the queen.
Everyone's the king. No.
Yeah.
And I have princes, and my man is a king.
No, not every man is not. Every man is not a king. A king. No, honey, every man is not a king.
My man. I said, my man. Somebody else will see him as trash, but that's my man, and he's my king. That's it.
Most definitely not queens. I think that's a level of energy that needs to just manifest into something, into you being like regal.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like, picture the bonnet, the bonnet with the slippers or whatever, and then put queen to that.
No, I mean, look, because there's this thing with our people that we have to be extremely dignified and classy. And what I'm like, yo, that's just, a lot of us are not that.
Yeah. We're not.
That's true. But we used to be. We used to be.
There's some
that's just
slabubians.
ghetto. That's just what it is.
Cicadas. We're gonna bring this back up. I would die with that. There's just a bunch of cicadas walking around here, like, and we shouldn't judge them the way that we judge, because they just don't make any sense.
No, because the thing is, unfortunately, when something happens and then we're posted up on the news, it's not that one person that has to deal with that perception. We all get that.
Yeah, it's a reflection. It's like a divide happening. The same thing happened, I think, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, when people who were going for higher education were seen as being like leaving the community, or just being like highfalutin and uppity because you wanted to go to college. It's just like,
you got a name.
Yeah.
You got a name assigned to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing happening.
You want to act white.
Act white. Why you talk like that? Why do you talk so proper? Like you're trying to be white. Yeah. It's the same thing, I think, again, where it's like a split in the culture where it's just like, either, you want to stay at a level where, okay, it's cool to wear slippers in the street, or you want to just present yourself a different way, or concern yourselves with different things, or concern yourselves with things that are not, typical. It's the same thing happening all over again. So, but unfortunately, regardless, when they see it, it reflects on everybody. Right. Yeah. So when I see, a young Black girl in the street with a bonnet and slippers, I'm like, okay, that reflects on me, and I don't want it to reflect on me. But I think that's where the problem is. You're going to
get that.
Yeah.
You're going to get it anyway. Just like if I want to go to the establishment and just, I just want hoodie, jeans, and some sneakers. It's just like, no.
Yeah.
It's that look.
And really,
it might be trouble.
If it's not a hoodie, jeans, and sneakers establishment, I don't think you should be there.
No, I would know better.
Yeah, see?
But if it's if it's not that, I'm going.
If it's one of the cicadas, they're going to be like, they're trying to discriminate because I'm Black.
Yeah.
Like, no. Yeah. That's because you're wearing a hoodie, jeans, and sneaker in a nice restaurant, and you're not supposed to. Like, just some kind of, it's like we need to teach etiquette. Like, no.
But the thing is, a lot of us know better. Yeah, but we just want to break the rules anyway. Which brings us to the next topic. The runner.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Don't eat.
What are we talking about?
We gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing people's perspective and I see this movement happening and I am sorry. The rules cannot bend for one person because a whole group of people want that to be the case. No. If those are the rules for everyone and everyone's abiding by them, you cannot be the exception. Yeah. I'm sorry. I do not agree with what's happening.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, we're talking, for the listeners that I know we're talking about Sha'Carri Richardson, who was banned. She got a 30-day ban from the Olympics for testing positive for THC at the Olympic trials.
And it's just like, but it's just weed.
Which is weed.
It's marijuana.
But it's just, but that's just, I'm sorry. It's just coming from just a level of being a simpleton. You're going to another country. They do not operate how we operate. So we can't just go there and do whatever because we just want to. That's not, the world does not work like that.
Yeah.
And that's the issue that I have with this generation. They try to alter the rules in which they want their game to work. And when it doesn't, then they have a fit and then it ends up everywhere on someone's post. And it's like, it doesn't work this way.
So this is my thing with that, right? Because I was falling into that. It's like, okay, because I like you means that you will be exempt from certain behavior. Everybody else isn't. Yeah, like that is sometimes what happens. So we know for a long time that weed is a problem, especially for Black people. I don't know why not for white people too, because they smoke the weed the most,
Mm-hmm.
like the most. But weed is a problem, and don't get me wrong. I sympathize with her so much. I really do, because to hear she was, I mean, you know the circumstances around it. She was in, I think, Ohio, where weed is legal. And she's speaking to a reporter, and the reporter informed her that her mom died, right? Stressed out, and she goes, smoke some weed. You understand?
Well, the energy, the thing is, the energy is not on her per se. It's, for me, it's the public.
Okay.
Because she's already, she's dealt with the
accountability. Yes,
right.
she has been accountable.
She's dealt with the accountability behind it.
Yes, she has.
So that's done. There's not really, there's nothing else to talk about because she understands.
They're not going to change the rules.
It's the people who are doing this rally that, to me, that's the problem. It's like, no, she understands what she's done. She's handling it.
She did.
So,
exactly.
But now, because y'all don't like that.
Yeah. I kind of see both sides. I understand that the rules are rules. Like, you can't break the rules. That's true. But I feel like
enough Black people have been destroyed over some weed.
Yeah, and it's like, it seems like it's the typical trope of and for me, like, it's like, let's be honest, weed is not a performance enhancer. It's not going to make her run faster. If anything, it's going to slow her down, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
but I'll give you what you call it, a counter to that. Weed is also used as a form to suppress pain.
Yeah,
if you're running for long periods of time, what you call it, that could also help.
No, but she's 100 meter. I mean, 100 meter. That's not a long period. And at the same time,
they also allow like muscle relaxants, like certain muscle relaxants are allowed also that can help with pain and everything. So I mean, we can look at the rules and say maybe it's a little outdated, or maybe it could be,
And it's definitely out. We can definitely say it's outdated. This is probably something that has been going on for a long time. It's just like, okay, guys.
Yeah.
But once again, for me,
it's a rule.
The Olympics, right? No, but the Olympics just doesn't govern by like one rule in one place. Each area has their own set. So if it's in the Olympics in Japan, they have their set of rules in which they want everyone to abide by.
Right.
So
yeah, that's true. That's true. But they can look at it because like it's not like she used it right before the race. It leaves the system. But it will test positive even though you're not under the effects of it anymore. Like she could have just drank herself to oblivion and the next day, been able to race. Yeah. Which is like what's the difference, right? So it's like
that wasn't her poison. She picked weed because
timing,
she was used to that.
Right. Timing and whatnot is the unfortunate part for this. But it's just the counter arguments that I hear is just, I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me.
What was the arguments were let her run because it's her, or
because they smoke a lot and they just
yes.
they don't see that. Yeah.
Yes.
They were saying what?
Just because they smoke a lot, they don't see a problem with it.
Yes.
So just let her run. That was the logic.
Yes, that's the logic.
I mean, we have to remember that this same weed business destroyed, not destroyed, what am I saying? Put a little thing, asterisk on Phelps' name for a little bit too, because he was smoking some weed as well.
But okay. And I hear people bring that up too, but that was after the fact. It wasn't during the Olympics.
Exactly. You know what this proves to me more than anything is that she's immature.
Yeah.
But like I said, like for me, I don't want the energy to be on her because she's already done.
And you never know,
she
like
did,
how people deal with grief.
She
like
did.
some.
No, yeah. That's what I mean. Like
she
didn't know how. Immature was the wrong word.
Yeah,
she didn't know how to deal with her pain at the time. Yeah, I get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the grace for her. Unfortunately, the headlines and all that stuff are just going in going to town with this, but it's. For me, it's the public.
Yeah, it's just it's a sensitive area because it sort of falls into that category of why are Black women always scrutinized with these sorts of rules and regulations, right? Because we just had the thing with Naomi Osaka with her mental health and them looking to find her because she didn't want to do what she wanted to do. And Serena Williams saying that she's always tested out of, just always getting steroid tests just because she feels like she's Black and she's being discriminated. It falls in that same category. And also with the Olympics, I believe there was a Black owned company that made swim caps that could fit African textured hair, and they were banned.
They said it didn't meet
they didn't meet the requirements. Right, so it's just like it's a bigger umbrella of, did she get tested more than the other racers? You know what I'm saying? It's a question in the air because that typically happens in these sort of situations.
But that would have to she would have to clarify that.
But not even. I also have to think
speculation.
Yeah, but you put yourself in that position. And she knows what she did. As you said, she knows what she did. So you're going to be scrutinized more. Even not just Black women. They've been doing that to the Jamaican athletes, the runners, for a long time. Usain gets tested he gets so much tests. I'm glad that he's like retired and all that stuff, because they were trying to bring this man down. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, oh, what is he eating? What is he doing? Even
eating the yams and all that stuff.
Like yam. Like what? Yam? The man is eating hard food. Like but you're Black. They're
always gonna have to work twice as hard.
But that's the thing. It's almost like, when are we gonna have to stop this crap? Work twice as hard.
Yeah. And another thing I noticed, especially with racing, they have this thing like, I never noticed it before. I don't know, maybe they're doing it before and I just never noticed. But the long distance races where they, typically a lot of the African racers would win, the long distances. Mm-hmm. They started putting pace runners in the races to sort of start it off slow so that none of the racers can get, a particular advantage. Yeah. I'm just like, what?
That's not even they're doing it so the others could catch up. It's so wrong. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's almost like holding you back, and you still win anyway. Right. And when you win anyway, they still want to come up with like saying the man shouldn't wear his shoes because he was his, remember that long distance?
Yeah. Yeah.
He shouldn't wear his shoes because it's a different kind of, a lot of people are wearing that shoes.
But we're talking about an organization that has not really changed for years, decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Certain things just don't age well with time.
Mm-hmm. But an organization is run by people, and they have not been the same people. So, same policies, but not the same people.
It may not be the same people, but when it comes to the top, it pretty much is the same.
It looks the same.
If it's not the same, it's those who were mentored by the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel sorry for her. I just feel, she was.
Yeah, I literally, when I tell you, I got so emotional when I saw that. I was like, oh, man, like, oh, girl.
But she didn't lose a sponsor. I think Nike said they're still going to support her. Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, she was still. I'm glad though. I'm glad.
Well, because it's not like she went off after the fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She knew what it was.
She took responsibility.
She took it on the chin, and she did what she had to do.
Yeah, that was this. But she's gonna come back. Her other races, she's gonna burn it up. But I wanted to see her in this 100-meter though. I wanted to see, because who I was gonna cheer for anyway. But it's good to see like the competitive, to just see the two countries go and try to fight for it. Because when it comes to track and field and Olympics, I don't care who else win, but it's usually the Jamaicans against the Americans that make the best stories. That's just for me. That's just what it, especially in those kind of races, the Jamaicans versus the Americans. They're always, I win this one, you win that one. The competition between the Jamaicans and the Americans, it's just been going on for so long. And to not have her as an advantage on the American side, it's just like, ugh. I wish her the best and hope that she could. But that's a horrible. When I heard like the circumstances behind it, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? And the man was not even sensitive enough to just look out for this girl. Tell her like a heads up, or
they're just trying to get sound bites.
There's no. I understand that they're doing their job. It's not his fault. Whatever. But as a human, I was wrong. That was wrong. And just to have her and reacting to it on TV,
Yeah.
it's just, that's wrong. But I mean, he did his job. She did hers, but she messed up and she admitted, but it's just, yeah, she messed up. And I know, I am by no means a weed smoker or whatever, but I've been around enough people and hearing what it does for them. I'm not saying you should sit down the whole day and rub out your hand middle and just smoke pot and not think about life, because I think it's just, it gives people a way to not face their pain. Mm-hmm. Not to get over it, to just not face it.
See, the thing, I know both sides of the spectrum. I know the ones who do it and are still productive, still get everything done. Yeah. And I know those who do it
and depend on it.
You do nothing.
Yeah. Too much of anything isn't good. Yeah. Too much of anything isn't good. You can't be dependent on it. Then it's just an addiction, and then you have to, you know.
Yep. Yeah. That's true. Smoke a weed.
Yeah, to the point where I've known folks who've had jobs and lost it because they had to have that. Mm-hmm. Oh. Knowing that the job does drug test.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Yeah. And they just completely are like, oh, I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna drink some tomato juice. I'm gonna be doing
and I'm just
just before. Yeah, like the weed's not coming out of your system. Right. Like no.
And I'm just like, at that point, it's an addiction, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Like when you start losing the things that support you for this,
right?
It's an addiction.
Right.
You have a problem. You know, I almost feel like that messes it up for folks who are well functioning.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's smoking? They're just like, no, that's not us.
Yeah.
Don't put me in that bag. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, oh, hey, I'm not gonna be the one that's high and drooling and what? Yeah. drooling like Jason Lee, Mr. Drool.
Just getting toasty like every hour.
Yeah, every hour, and then they get paranoid. Like it's just
one after the other. Mm-hmm. One after the other, like
it's just as bad as like being a chain smoker, or you know, it's just being alcohol. You know, just drinking. It's like no, just no. You can't be dependent on anything. You know, you can't
anything at all. No. That's true. That's true.
The all right, Reeny, hit us with that scroll.
We going to scroll.
Let's scroll the news. Let's scroll the news.
Okay.
Here's what this thing.
I did have that story in there, so we already covered that. So we'll move on to the next one. Bill Cosby was released from prison last week after his conviction was overturned by Pennsylvania Supreme Court, citing a process violation. Because Cosby's lawyers had an agreement with the previous state prosecutor, he was actually not even supposed to be in jail, but I guess, you know, technicalities or whatever, they put him in there anyway. Okay, we know. Bill Cosby, 83, served more than 2 years of his 3 to 10 year sentence.
Sue.
I know, right? So following the controversy, Felicia Rashad, who you know was his former on-screen wife on The Cosby Show, showed her support of him on social media. She's a dean of Howard University. And of course, you know, after she did that, keyboard warriors were going after her, saying she needed to come out with a statement apologizing for supporting him and everything that he did. So she did eventually have to come out with an apology stating that she supports victims of abuse and everything. So it was just this whole mess. And then he came out in support of her, saying that Howard University needs to be more support of free speech. It's just this whole big old thing. But, you know, it's like everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? If she wants to support him, then let her say that. You know, it's like, why?
No, what you call it, because it's a hot.
You don't agree, it's no longer free speech. It's
true. Everyone has to agree with you. So, question: is it possible to be transracial? They're calling him a social media.
Bro, I'm about to say descriptors.
No, we have to cover this.
Because
go ahead. Cover.
We're not gonna make this a thing. We're not.
We have to cover this. Okay.
No, but all right.
It's foolish.
Cover it, and then I'll make one comment, and then
it's foolishness. It's foolishness.
Okay, social media.
Because your spirit says that you I feel like you lived in another region does not mean you're from that
Brand,
region.
let me read the story first. Then we can get into it. Okay. Social media influencer. I don't know who he's influenced on social media. I don't even know why they call him that. Anyway, Ali London came under scrutiny this week after posting videos claiming to now be Korean after having several surgeries to change his face. Not only is he claiming to be Korean, he also came out as being non-binary. So, but his pronoun is Jimin, which is the name of their favorite BTS member. So instead of being they or them, you have to use the pronoun Jimin when referring to him. So,
안녕하세요. 저는 Jimin입니다. Hey guys, I'm finally Korean. I've transitioned. I'm so happy I've completed my look. I'm finally Korean, guys. I have the eyes. Just had a brow lift as well. So I'm so happy. Finally, I've been trapped in the wrong body for 8 years. And that's the worst feeling in the world, when you're trapped and you don't feel like you can be yourself. But finally, I'm Korean. I can be myself. And I'm so happy.
yeah.
It's too much.
If you would tell people they could be transgender, you would tell people they could be whatever they. If
No,
you say
this is
transgender, no. But if you tell people they could be transgender, then they could be transracial. You tell me,
not.
yes,
Absolutely not.
yes, because
Grace.
listen,
Grace.
Yeah.
So, you gonna be a white woman tomorrow?
I don't have identity crisis. I don't have.
No, I'm not saying, but I'm not saying that you do, but you can instantly do that. That is what this is. I can say, yo, I am a Neanderthal. I identify, my spirit says that, so I'm going to get all these changes, and now you're going to refer to me as that, because that's what
It opens the door for anything, really. It's just...
This is character creation on crack.
It is, but what I'm saying is, once you tell people I can change my gender, then they could change their eyes, they can change their
Right,
gender,
because what's
sex.
the difference? What's the dividing line to say?
Okay, so the dividing line would be, okay, so we're referring to male or female or all the other extras, because I can't even keep up. But you're saying now you're from just a region that you've never been? A region you've never born? A culture that you've never...
That I've seen. It's like...
Have never...
First of all, let him move to Korea. Let him live there for once, you know. How do you... And it's... I think it was different if it was... I'm Asian. Maybe he could say I'm trans-Asian, right? But Korea is so... It's like a homogenous country. Like, all Koreans are very, very similar.
He's a whole white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not... So you're not doing this to even mimic the culture. You're doing this to mimic one person.
Yep.
So
everybody can do what they want now.
That you're transracial, or you're just such a fan of this person that you just want to
like Barbie, like the Ken
That's how it started. Because I remember years ago I saw him and like online, and he was saying he was a huge fan of Jimin, and he would buy Jimin's old clothes at auctions. He would buy the same outfits. He would do his hair, and then it just sort of, it's just an obsession, and he's using this term being I want to be trans Korean as a way to sort of just mimic Jimin,
I just remembered this one. It's perfect example. I don't think the term even existed then, but let's say it did. Hypothetical. What's that lady's name? Rachel Dolezal.
Then she is transracial. That's what
she
I was
was the first one.
She is, and I still didn't believe. Go ahead.
That's a black woman.
If she said, black woman. Remember that even then, I wasn't one of the people mad. I was mad at the fact that she got the job that she was in, because she can't use her quote unquote race or fake race to get that job. I don't know if
Why not?
Because she is.
Why not? If we're saying,
because she lied about her credentials.
Did she?
This is madness.
She wrote that she was black.
Madness. This is like this whole conversation is crazy.
But do you see what the issue is with this? It's like, if you can create this alternate reality of you're saying you're from somewhere that you've never been, just saying I'm from this region. This is what I am. And it's not even with the Korean guy. I remember the white guy who was just so enamored by, the Philippines that he's like, I'm Filipino.
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always felt Filipino.
And he didn't change anything about himself.
Yeah,
he didn't change anything about himself. He's just like, I'm Filipino now. This is what I identify as.
Yeah, I was watching a clip. I think it was, what's the Young Turks or some. They were talking to a Korean woman, and she said she was okay with this but she sees it as being a problem if he ever tries to apply for a scholarship and he's putting that he's Korean, then it would be an issue. But I'm just like, then
why? But why would that be an issue?
Right.
If you can accept the fact that he's considering himself this, then no, then he has to have the whole gamut.
What I'm saying is,
all the benefits that y'all get, he gets them too, because you're fine with this. But you're accepting this for what it is.
This is where it comes down to how far is too far. Because you let in other people based on, okay, they said they're a different gender or all this stuff. They're a different gender. Give me the white
privilege. Give me all the white privileges.
Right, because if any of us says, "Oh, we're going to be trans white," like would that be acceptable? Like would that?
Yeah, we're going to be considered racist.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you remember that girl on Dr. Phil that said she was white? That black girl.
Right, they're not going to come.
Her white was disgusting because she was talking bad about black people when she was actually black. So she was talking bad about her actual race. But in this case, these people are proving that Rachel should not have gotten the backlash that she got. Yeah. I wasn't one of them that wanted to hang her and string her up because of what she did. She identified as black. You know how much people identifies all kinds of things, and we're letting them identify. But it's like, oh no, you don't get to do that. Why? Everybody else is.
Well, it's different rules for different folks.
Exactly. And this is like,
why is it subjective? Crazy. Like, why is it so subjective? It's like in one case it's not okay, in another case it's all right.
Depends on who.
It's such a mess.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, I'm buying this house. I'm white.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
That rate, yes.
I'm white. Yeah. 100%. Oh, I cannot come and meet you because I have so many business deals, but I'll send over the contract.
No, I'm gonna come meet you.
No, but I'm white.
You're curly hair, darker skin. Yes. I'm white.
It's unbelievable.
No,
and it's like an extreme version of blackface, right? It shouldn't. And I was surprised to hear like a Korean person say this. Okay, like you should be offended. Like this person thinks all they have to do is just change the shape of their eyes, and they're taking on your entire culture.
Exactly.
That should be offensive.
That's racist.
Yeah,
but that's one woman. That's one woman who's probably having identity issues herself. You understand?
Yeah.
But, by the way, don't get me twisted. I think this is all crap.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody just identified it. I think it's all crap.
Mm-hmm.
No apologies there.
Mm-hmm.
It's all crap.
Mm-hmm.
But to say, okay, this person to get through, this person to get through it. No, you can't pick and choose. If we're letting through everybody, let's let
Once
through
you
everybody.
start it, it's just gonna have a snowball effect.
Opening up the box. That's it. You're born a certain way, you want to be different. It's on you.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, it always stems from what you want to do with your life. You do it. Mm-hmm. For me, I feel like this one, because when it comes to transgender, like that's nothing new.
Yeah,
that's
people
centuries.
Have been saying they've been born in the
right. But now saying that you just identify as a whole nother region, like a whole nother culture.
As I say, it's all crap. It's all stupid.
Like I can move to Japan and love the culture and whatnot, even learn the language.
Yeah,
I'm not Japanese.
You'll never be Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Never will be.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Sheesh.
But then just hey,
here we go.
I know. It's just I was just like skip this.
No, but we can't skip certain things. This was a spicy subject, though. Yeah,
and you know what's funny is because it even had like conservative media coming out in his defense because they were like,
"What? Saying what?
Why can't he have freedom of speech?" Because they see it as like
because he's white. That's it.
freedom of speech.
They don't do that for everyone. This is the same thing. You know, it just depends on who you are. Depends on who you are. Determines what you can do, what you're allowed to do, and be okay with the public. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And you said the person that's mimicking, what's his name?
Jimin.
And that's how he wants to be identified as.
Yes, that's his pronoun. So
and that is not a
it's
pronoun.
Just like, it's funny. Like, see, that's what I'm saying.
It's not
so
a pronoun.
For the folks who do take this seriously and, you know, and want the correct pronouns used, it's almost like this person then makes it a joke.
The whole pronoun thing,
it's
my
a lot.
face hurts.
That's why I'm just like, what's your name? I'll address you by your name because I cannot remember all of it.
They like
a lot.
No, them call me they. No,
I'm not calling anybody they.
I'm just Legion.
Right, we are.
Call me
exactly.
Legion.
It's
we are Legion.
I'm not calling you they.
Yeah.
They didn't teach that in English. They said pronouns were he, she, him, her.
Look,
you can't tell me to call you anything else.
I'm not trying. I ain't even trying to cause any rifts with no. What's your name?
Yeah.
I'll call you by your name.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I can't do the other.
And this is the thing. I'm tired of people like they're just so scared of the LGBTQ community. You feel like you can't even say. And it's not even
because then you're being what do you call it now? Hetero. What do you call it? Hetero. I'll think of it where it's like you're just trying to force a standard hetero culture onto them, and it's not acceptable.
See,
heteronormative. That's the term. Heteronormative.
But
it's like
that's not a word.
but it's just it's too.
It's like what's the difference? It's like denoting or relating to a worldview that promotes heterosexuality as a norm. So it's like if you're trying to say, no, I want to call you by your name and not they, them, whatever. You're being heteronormative. You're trying to force.
No, I think I'm being respectful by calling you by your name.
Exactly.
Because I'm not gonna say, you know, you, it, if they,
or Jimin.
I wasn't. Yeah. Because I wasn't raised that way.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Then you're gonna go.
My name is.
Yes.
This is how we. Because that's like if you walk by and I say, "Hey, you," that's me being disrespectful.
Or if
especially if I know your name on top.
Exactly.
It's just like it's like you don't say, "Hey, you,"
or say a he, she. Call somebody a he, she, and that is disrespectful.
Like
so call it by their names.
Yeah, like why do you have your name if I can't call you by it?
I don't know. That's
what I'm saying. It's too much.
It's too much. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Sorry. We digress.
The mayor of Miami-Dade said the search and rescue officials have recovered 4 more bodies from the Chaplin Tower South condo collapse in Surfside, Florida. Bringing the confirmed death toll to 32 people. Another 113 people remain unaccounted for since the building's sudden collapse in the early morning hours 2 weeks ago. Several residents are actually suing the condo board, claiming that the association was aware of or should have been aware of the major structural issues throughout the building and failed to fix them in time. So I actually came out with a letter from a few years ago where they said the building actually needed $15 million in repairs. So this has been, long recorded that the building was in disarray. People were actually filing complaints and no one listened to them. So.
What most buildings are, though, and a lot of the condo members, the board members sometimes live in the building as well. So, I mean, $15 million just to come up with, the people in that condo would have had to pay it. And I'm sure, listen, we're going to find because this is, we know, a litigious society, they're going to find somebody to sue. But this is just a tragedy. This is a tragedy.
It's very sad. Very, very sad.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
But there's some other stuff around. I've been hearing the whole conspiracies going on about those.
The building?
Yeah. You know the conspiracies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that's another story. We're not going to mention
another story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another,
Okay.
That's another rabbit hole. Do you have another one?
Yeah, a while back, we were talking about Nicole Hannah-Jones, who won the Pulitzer Prize and is most known for her 1619 project. She had applied for tenure at the University of North Carolina. They denied her. It was this whole back and forth. Eventually, they did offer her a 5-year contract. that she has turned down to receive tenure at Howard University. So
go ahead, girl. No, let me not diminish you to go ahead, girl. But you did an excellent job, my lady. Yes.
So here's some space news. Richard Branson, the billionaire founder of Virgin Galactic, will fly into space aboard his company's VSS Unity rocket plane on July 11th. First up and down test flight. He's beating Amazon founder Jeff Bezos into suborbital space by 9 days. So I guess they're beefing over who's going to go into space first. So right now,
but Branson was at it first, though. Yeah,
exactly.
But Branson wanted to do that first. So I mean, even though Jeff Bezos had gained more billions these past few years, Branson's been
he's like, no, you're not going to take my time. Fox News is launching its own weather channel. I guess they've had it with the accurate weather reporting, and they want to put a spin on that too. So,
Wait, you said what?
Fox News is starting a weather channel. So,
Fox wants to create their own weather channel. Why?
An NFT of the original source code for the World Wide Web, written by its inventor Tim Berners-Lee, has sold for $5.4 million in the online Sotheby's auction. It joins the ranks of other artwork and music and internet memes that are selling for millions online.
Yeah. That's good.
Netflix, so some entertainment news. Netflix has cast Michelle Yeoh for the upcoming Witcher prequel series, Witcher Blood Origin, which is set 1,200 years before The Witcher. She's also going to be in the upcoming Marvel movie, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. So, look forward to that for the one. And lastly, if any of y'all saw, remember All For One, the group from back in the day? They had a hit song, I Swear. By the
I swear, stars in the sky, I'll be there. Yeah.
Okay, so today it was so funny. They released a remix of the song announcing the new Xbox subscription services for the Xbox Series X and S. So if you get online, look up the All For One. They did the whole song over, a whole music video just for Xbox. It's very funny.
That must have been a nice check.
Funny, yes.
But it's so cute. Like, they're all like big and grown, and they're just like, whole like adults and singing this. It's funny. It's just funny. So. But it does make you feel kind of old. But so that's the Skrillz for today.
That's good.
All
and
right.
I actually have a recommendation. I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this, but because they didn't really get that much positive, 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, but don't go off of that. I loved it. It's only one season so far, though. It's called The Upshaws with Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes on Netflix.
Upshaws?
The Upshaws.
Okay.
The Upshaws.
Okay.
It's so... and Kim Fields is in it, too. It deals with some 21st century issues, I should say. 21st century issues, blended family. That's the only hint that I'm going to give. And I don't know. I think it's really funny. I mean, it's Mike Epps. He's crazy. And Wanda Sykes, she's really cool too. So, yeah, check it out. It's The Upshaws on Netflix.
Okay. We'll check it out.
All right. So
that's it.
That is it for episode 10. Thank you guys for joining us as always. Thank you guys for listening. We always appreciate you guys. Still would love to hear some feedback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something.
Yes.
We're new, so anything you want to say, it's fine. Tips.
Go off.
Yeah, whatever. We're
The world is yours.
The world is your oyster.
The world is your oyster.
Let us know what you think. ionspodcast@gmail.com. Just any of your thoughts, suggestions, hit us up on Twitter, on YouTube, leave your comments.
And we're on Instagram too.
If you have any, DM us if you have any suggestions, any sort of ideas or questions. Let us know your thoughts.
We'd love to hear from you.
This is so fun. Like we truly enjoy talking. Yeah, just talking to each other, just like, and we know that you have many other options to listen to. So if you're one viewer, if you listen to it once, if you listen to it all the episode, whatever it is, we really appreciate you, and come on this journey with us. So that's it this week, guys. Now get out.